What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the show. This is the Bader Show. I'm your host, Mark Bader. It's episode 449, and we are here with a guest today. World bronze medalist in 2023, up at 92 kilos. He's down at 86, where he just made the United States World Team. Will compete in the fall at the World Championship. Zahid Valencia. Zahid, thanks for joining us today. How you doing from the dorms in Colorado Springs?
From the dorms, I'm doing great. I've been traveling a lot since Final X, doing some camps here and there, but just kind of locking back in here at camp, getting some good practices. Head out to Budapest next week.
Awesome. You wrestling in a tournament in Budapest?
Yeah, it's gonna be another ranking event.
Okay. Cool. I just want to kind of get through a couple things. I want to talk about, I think it was maybe last October, right? You moved to Stillwater, made the move. You're at the Cowboy RTC. Take me through, what life is like for you, living in Stillwater, training with the Cowboy RTC. I peeked around. I saw you playing some pickleball. Tell me what life is like, maybe inside and out of the room, and then I got some more specific questions.
Yeah, it's been good. For sure, a different lifestyle than I'm used to out in Phoenix, out there at Arizona State. But it's been good. Not much to do. Simple life, no distractions. But the wrestling's been phenomenal. So I go 2 practices a day, whether it's 2 practices or a lift or a circuit. Just been playing a lot of golf, some pickleball, some disc golf. So just kind of staying active. I've been fishing more. So it's just been fun, and it's all the teammates are just in there grinding and just enjoying life any way we can.
Are these guys typically out playing pickleball and fishing and ball golf and disc and all that with you? Are you running with the same, I'm guessing, Joey and I don't know, a bunch of these guys?
Yeah, I would say everyone: Joey, Dustin, DJ, Cam, Isaac, Gary Traub out there, Dane Fix. So it's a pretty close-knit group. We all get along, not just in the wrestling room, but, outside. We barbecue together, have brunch together. So it's been kind of like a family for sure.
And how important is that, or not, I don't know, to having, to impacting your wrestling in a positive way? Like that camaraderie with the guys, does that play a factor, or maybe not so much, and you just got to train and get good?
No, I think it does. Just, everyone wants to win. Everyone has the same goals. So even just being out there, in the golf course, just being competitive, or who could catch, more fish, or, I just think just having that team camaraderie just brings the team closer together. So we're able to just go through the tough times together in the wrestling room, whether it's in circuits or going to deep waters in a match and just trying to put up points. I think it all goes hand in hand.
What are the deepest waters you get to in the wrestling room? You specifically. What's the toughest thing, or where do you feel like you're drowning? Is it matches? Is it circuits? Is it conditioning? Is it whatever?
It's for sure the Versa Climber. Going through the circuits, whether it's after practice or we have a circuit workout, just getting on that 30-second Versa Climber. We do it a few times and just getting as high as we can, number wise, and just competing with everyone. They're putting up crazy numbers, so I'm in there trying to do my best, put up high numbers as well. So, but after that, I'm on the floor. My lungs are shot. There's been times where I'm yakking, just head straight to the bathroom yakking. So, for sure, taking me to deep waters, but I love it.
Okay. I want to talk about the coaching staff a little bit. Obviously, we'll start with David, right? He's the head coach. He's a guy you've competed with. He's a guy, I guess. What is the training? He's your coach, right? Do you wrestle with him sometimes, often, just a little bit? And maybe, how would you describe David's coaching philosophy?
I do wrestle with him often, but there's so many guys that I have in that room that I don't necessarily need to go with him every day.
Yeah.
I'm wrestling guys like Dustin. They bring in guys from France, from Azerbaijan, wrestling just all the RTC guys. So it's just, even I'm wrestling Caldwell, I've wrestled Jimmy there. So it's been great. And for David's kind of philosophy, he treats you like a pro. He's kind of laid back and just like, hey, this is what I think you need to do, or give me one more, or taper it back. He knows, because he's been there and he's been there recently. So it's been nice to kind of pick his brain and just follow his instructions.
All right. Tell me about Zoe. Zoir. I don't even know his last name. A little French guy. He's bigger than me, but he's a small guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, him, his
long last.
personality, what he brings as a coach.
He's the best. He gets along with everyone. I love having him in my corner. Just always pumping you up, motivating you. Uh, just kind of, you can just bullshit back and forth and keep things light. And it's just been awesome. I couldn't be more grateful for him and the rest of the coaching staff. They're just amazing people for sure.
Tell me about the carrot from Final X. I saw that I was there. We were shooting something with Wyatt,
Yeah.
but this carrot kept getting passed around out of his pocket. You guys would take, and it was kind of a joke, kind of a halfway serious, I think. But what was? Tell me about
Yeah,
the carrot.
it literally, that's Zoe. Zoe, he's keeping the room light, and it came out of nowhere. He came into the locker room, and it came out of his pocket, and he's just telling us he's gonna give us a carrot during the break after first period. Just here, take a bite of this, give you superpowers and stuff. So it was just kind of an ongoing joke throughout the day, and we just kind of rolled with it, and it was awesome. That's kind of just the stuff that he brings and lightens the mood, and and I like that. I feel like you can't just be focused 24/7. You got to have time to just relax and have fun with it and enjoy the journey. For sure, those little experiences, those times that we've had together, those are the things I'm gonna remember, I think, the most.
All right. Since you've moved to Oklahoma and you're training with the Cowboy RTC, where do you think you've made the most improvements? And I mean, like, it can be a technical detail physically on the mat with wrestling and position or moves. It can be a perspective or a mental side or a way you look at the sport. It could be tactical, right? And I'm sure it's been all of these things, but which area has helped you or have you improved the most since moving to Stillwater?
I think for sure it's the mental game and the tactics that I've been kind of developing, just from what David's told me, and don't get too emotional during my matches. And like, I know sometimes I fade in the second period, and I don't necessarily think it's always because of my conditioning. It's because of the way I wrestle. Just explosive, and I'm going, and times in the past, I'll be up 6-0, and I just continue that same motion, the same attack rate. So by the time I hit the fourth, fifth minute, I'm kind of fading, but yet I'm shooting, and I'm kind of just shooting just to shoot and get into the legs, and that's where I could give up points and give up cheap tilts and stuff. To where now, I still feel like I have a high pace, high attack rate, but I'm smarter with it. I'm picking and choosing when to go, when to be stingy, when to hold my ground, when to just hand fight and get wrist off my collar tie, and then using my snaps more and kind of having them come to me. I think that just the tactics of the game, and just having that more experience and being more of a vet, I would say, and I think that's just coming from all the coaches that I have there. It's been great.
You wrestled Kyle Dake in 2018. I think the first year we had Final X, right?
Yep.
Lost in two straight matches. That was at 79. Gosh, you've been 79, 92. You're at 86 now.
Yep.
What was the difference back then, 2018? What was the difference in not being able to beat Kyle, right? What was it about him or you or the situation?
Yeah, I think he was hungry. That was his first one that he made. Um,
Mm.
and I was young, and if you see that, even that second match, I was up, and once again I just shot in, and I put myself in a position where he likes, and he was able to chest wrap or crotch lift me to get two, and then gave up a gut, so then I had to go after him, ended up losing 4-3. So things like that now, where it was different, where I was up 5-1, 4-0 in the second, and I was like, okay, I'm up. You have to come to me. I'm not gonna give you any space where I cause a mistake and you could capitalize. So I think that was one of the biggest difference. I obviously think I'm a lot stronger, more mature, physically stronger for sure, and just with the move, the experience, I think it all just ties in together.
Compare your confidence level walking into it was at State College, right? Walking into Rec Hall in 2018 versus your confidence, walking into the what was it, the Prudential Center 7 years later, facing the same guy, and maybe. Well, that's it. I'll let you go.
Yeah. I've always been a confident dude. I always believed I could go out there and beat anyone. Um, and at the time back in 2018, I was confident. But now, fast forward 8 years, 7 years, whatever. The confidence is different. Even though I was 100% sure of myself and confident back then, just knowing what I know now and the evolution of my wrestling, the experience that I've had in the international level, I just felt that much more confident than I already was, knowing that I could pick this dude apart. I could score whenever I can. I think I even left some points on the board. If I wanted to score, I could have gone and score again, but there's just no need to uh, at that point.
Yeah. And I want to pull up this video. Like I said, I was with you guys at Final X, or at least in your locker room for part of it. And I took this quick video of you guys. Let's watch it. Then you tell me. It just shows how you guys, you're not that you're not serious, but you're not just grinding your teeth, getting all worked up. Nikki, if you want to play this, and turn the volume up if you could. Tell us what's going on.
This is the best video ever. No, look at the freestyle, man.
Yeah.
This is the best video ever. No, wait for servers. Servers is the best.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember this. So I wasn't there personally when they were shooting this video. I ended up going to bed, but there were a couple of the guys who was just out singing karaoke. Wyatt needed to get some food, but we came in late, and as a heavyweight, he needs to go eat. So him, Danny, a couple of the guys went. There's only like one place open, so they need to go eat, and there just happened to be karaoke there, and they just hopped on the mic, sang some karaoke, and so they shot some funny clips of him. But it's awesome, those are the things that I love, and we're always joking around, having a blast, not getting too serious with it. The serious part is the work that we do, making sure the hour 2 hours that we're in the room, we're grinding. It's serious, even though we are still trying to have fun in the room and make it enjoyable. I think practice isn't supposed to be fun necessarily. Workouts aren't supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be hard, grueling. Go to deep waters, get the work done. The fun part's competing, going out there and just letting it fly, putting up points, and hearing the crowd go crazy when you win. That's fun. Getting your hand raised is fun. And those in between parts, that just makes it that much better. And I couldn't be happier where I'm at.
Have you always kind of been that way, or has it like the match day? Have you always been pretty loose and light, and kind of like that scene we just saw, or were you ever? And you've been wrestling forever, so this can go to any, as a kid, high school, whatever. Like, did you ever get a little too wound tight, or have you always been pretty loose?
I've been pretty loose. I think I got more loose in college. It was more serious as a kid. I have to win. Tulsa National means everything. Back in the day, that was the Olympic championships.
Sure.
Trying to win Tulsa. But in high school, I became a little bit more loose, and then especially in college, I'm just like, the work is done. What I needed to do has been done. Nothing that just because I have a few laughs and giggles here, it doesn't mean I'm gonna lose. So might as well have fun with it, enjoy it, and that's kind of just how I've always been. I don't like getting too serious. I'm just like, even like when people ask for pictures and it's like I have 2 matches before me and stuff, it's like I'll do all those things. Just because I take a picture with this kid doesn't mean, oh, I lost my focus, I'm not gonna go out there and be able to hit my single leg. And at the same time, this probably means the world to that kid that I took the time to go take a picture with him or laugh with him or give him a joke. So I don't like to take things too serious, especially when the work's done and I know the work's been done.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and I want to pull up. We got like a highlights, right? Not the full 2 matches, but maybe 6 or 7 minute video of combine the 2 matches from Final X. And
Yeah.
just kind of want to play this, and you can kind of talk through it or tell us what you're thinking. And you know,
Okay.
this is obviously match 1. I'm sure you felt
Yeah.
just as confident. Did you have a game plan? Were you anticipating? Go ahead.
I just, for me, the game plan was just, try to score early, put the pressure on him. I did feel like he was gonna not come with the pressure in the first match, just because of how the U.S. Open went. And I heard his interview. He's like, I made one mistake, put too much pressure when he got on the shot clock, and I was able to score. But I went out there and just, I could hear David as soon as I got that front headlock. We've been working on it, something we call the slippery fish, and I hear him in the corner, slippery, and I was like, in the back of my head, yes, I'm getting this, and immediately scored with it. So from there, just being up 2, it's like, okay, now I'm just a little bit more relaxed, using my hand fights, using my fakes. And then now it's just he has to come a little bit more. I don't feel comfortable being 2-0, so you can see I'm still taking my shots.
Yeah.
Um,
This is now closer to the end of the
but
first.
yeah, just kind of, yeah, I think, okay, yeah, here he's felt strong right here, and I was like, okay, just give up one, get low. I was trying to get grounded, maybe give up nothing,
Yeah.
trying to be smart with it. I forget what the first period was. I think it ended, what was it,
This is
3-1
the end of the
or
first right
3?
here. Yeah, 3-1.
What was it, 3-1?
3-1.
So
You got a shot clock.
I was pretty confident in myself here. I was just like looking at my coaches. I'm just like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna go, and I was like, I got this thing. I'm gonna go out there and score quick. And right here, I was actually very pumped. I was like, I was going for the push up. It's just like, I think I could snag one. Got that, and I was happy. I was excited. I was like, heck yeah, I'm doing this. And I hear David, and so, hey, calm down. Let's not get too emotional. You still got 3 minutes left.
Sure.
So I was like, okay. I kind of took it back into center, and just snagged another one. I felt like after that first single leg I felt good, but right there I can make an adjustment. I should have kept circling instead of coming back into his bread and butter where he's good in that front headlock. And man, is that tight.
Does
It
does
was
does,
tight.
does facing Kyle in that position prepare you more for that position since he's so good at it?
Oh, 100%. Because yeah, it's something we've been working on. Because before I practice, okay, I'm gonna shoot and lift, shoot and get. But it's like that's his spot. You're bound to get into his position.
Yeah.
So we worked on trying to get the corner, but when it comes down to it, he's just really good at that spot. So just if I could elevate the leg is where I'm gonna be winning. And here I saw 3 seconds on the clock. So when this was happening, I'm just like holding onto the leg, and I'm just like in my head, I'm like, this is way longer than 3 seconds. What's going on here? So I think it looked closer than it was at the end. But I never felt really threatened about losing that first match.
Sure. One more to go. You got to feel great about that, right?
Yeah, I felt great because I thought I controlled the entire match. I went back and I'm walking down back to the locker with David and Zoe, and I'm just like, I got this. I could score more. I could do this. This was gonna be one of my worst matches right there, and I felt in control. The second match is gonna be way different. I'm not giving anything up. I gave up a point in the first period, even at the U.S. Open. I was upset about. I gave up a point in the first match. And this one, I just wanted to control it. And this one, I knew, and David already knew. He's like, hey, he's going to come after you. He's going to come after you the second one, put the pressure, try to get you tired. So I was ready for it. I like it when people go and wrestle me. I forget how I score here. Um, oh, yeah, it was my high C. Something I've been working on too. Probably for like 2 years now. I've been working it, especially to my turn. So, just working my snaps, staying grounded, um, making him feel that pressure. Yeah, right there. Just I knew he was gonna try to get the corner, so I beat him to it and just locked up the legs and went for the 2. I should have kept the knees together instead of going down to the lace on the bottom. he was able to open up his knees, and I kind of lost it. And from there, I felt comfortable. I'm up 4-0, and I can see him look at his coaches like, what the heck's going on? And I'm just like, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna kind of just fake and go, and it's another shot there. And this one, I was really working. I was trying to stick my head out at some corner. I'm going from one side to the other, and it just there was no room whatsoever. He's just so good at that spot. I don't even know what I could have done better there. That's just his best position.
Yeah, final
And then
30
after that,
seconds.
I felt strong. I felt long. He hasn't gone into my legs, so I'm just gonna circle a bit, stay on my knees, stay grounded, play the system a little bit. Um, yeah, I think that should have been one for me right there. He was in the air, but don't matter. And then I think he ends up getting a caution one, which I'm really happy to give. Right there, I think there's 1 second left. He got on top, and from there, walking back, I'm just like, this is mine. He's not going to turn me, and I felt really good on my gut defense. I don't think he even really tried. He felt I think the fatigue and that I was ready for him to go. So I'm right here, you know. I just the whole crown me and this, no matter I feel like no matter what I do, I gotta prove people wrong. After the US Open, people are saying, if Zahid doesn't get that gut, it's a different match and maybe Dake comes on top. And I'm just like, well, no shit. If he took me down 5 times, it would have been a tech. If I took him down, a couple more times, it would have been a different match. Yeah, but it's what happened. It's what I did, and people are gonna say the same thing now. I heard even CP say it. Initial thoughts. He didn't give him anything, and then looking back on it, Dake's right there. It's like, yeah, okay, score wise, he is, but did he really do anything? Did he get into my legs? And I felt very comfortable, and I don't mind it. I've always had haters or doubters or whatever, so I just got to prove people wrong, and I want to continue to prove them wrong, and I want to go out there at the World Championships and bring back gold for USA. And there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be able to talk less and less, and just finally give in and be like, yeah, I'm the next guy up. I'm the 86th guy to rep for USA and bring a lot of wins for us. That's what I want to do. I want to get the support from the people from America to help me motivate me to go. But I'll take motivation wherever I can get it.
Sure. And we've seen a lot of changing of the guard this year. And you've been on teams and medaled in the past, but you're at a new weight, and over half the team, I think, is first-year guys. And we saw Kyle chase Burroughs over the years and kind of finally catch him and overtake it. And the same thing kind of now, right, with you and to Kyle. And what was the difference this time? I asked you what was the difference in 2018. You said he was hungry. It was his first. What did Kyle feel different, better or worse? Or I know it's 7 years of evolution of wrestling, so I'm sure he didn't feel the same. But if we're talking about speed and explosiveness, and I don't know, how did he feel compared to 7 years ago?
Well, he still feels strong. Obviously, it's not more so of how did he feel. I think I just felt different to him. He probably felt my strength, my speed. I've been dialed in on my shots and, trying to finish at a high percentage. And I think he sensed all of that. So it's not really anything that he did different. I do think that his level of offense has shortened a little bit. He's never really been a big offensive wrestler, but I think he was able to get in a lot more often before, where now he relies a lot on that chest wrap. And I just know if you can't go out there and score whenever you want, then you can't really expect to win a match. So, and that's where I feel really confident in myself, where I could go and I think I could score on anyone in the world. So I think that was kind of the main difference this time from back in 2018.
Well, man, I was just watching these matches earlier today with the commentary and everything, and Jordan Burroughs even said, I don't remember if it was match 1 or 2, but he's like, that's the thing with Zahid. He can score. Some guys need to get you worn down And then they can score. So he can score early, he can score late, he can score on anybody at any time. And he just mean it's easy, and you can. But he just meant like at any point, this guy can do it. So
I just think I have often. I could score from my single leg, from my knees, the high C, the front headlock, and use. I mean, you saw there was 3 different attacks that I did that got points. So I try to work both sides of the body. Over, under, around, just whatever I could do, any opening I could see, I try to score and capitalize.
I can tell just from listening to you watch that and talk through it, and just having this comment and over the years. But like you're obviously you're very dialed in upstairs, right, with everything that's going on. How much do you think about wrestling outside of the room, and like what does that look like inside your head? Because you're talking about these 3 different shots and different sides of the body, and like is that stuff you think about outside of practice, or just like that's what you focus on inside of practice a lot, and then outside you just play pickleball and do other shit?
Yeah, I don't really like thinking about wrestling. I obviously I do because it's my life and I think about it outside, but I focus on it in the practice room, what I could do, at tournaments. When I'm in the hotel room, obviously I'll be going through scenarios in my head, or even if I'm going back and watching my matches, I could have scored here if I did this and stuff. So a little nitpicking my wrestling, which I like to do. But outside of practice and lifts and stuff, I go enjoy my time, whether I'm either sitting on the couch watching, the Pat McAfee show, ESPN, watching some football, playing pickleball, playing golf. I'm not out there talking about wrestling 24/7. I don't want it to consume me, and wrestling is just a part of my life, something that I'm pretty good at. So, but there's just so much more to life, and I like to go out there and hang out with my friends and enjoy my time, and just have a good time and just be happy.
Yeah. Well, that's great, as you should.
Yeah.
You prepared for Kyle, you beat him, boom. Now there's another set of 20 guys or whatever it is, and you're I don't know how tuned you are, but you're ranked 6th, in at least Flow's international rankings. How much are you paying attention to the other guys in the way, and or watching film, and or whether it's Roper talking to you about it or David or somebody else? Like, is there some kind of at least focused to some degree on the rest of the world?
Yeah, to some degree. I don't really know all the names. I know the guys that's won it. I know the Bulgarian that's won, the Olympics, Gazimpur, and some of the other guys I've seen. But I don't like watching a lot of video. I'll watch whatever the coaches tell me to watch. Here, I just want you to see what this Iranian hits, or just look at his underhook for a bit, just so I could see it, visualize it. Okay, I could. What am I gonna have to do to get out of it, or not let him get into it? Stuff like that. Kind of the only really video I watched to where I'm dissecting and going are my matches. I'll go like through the U.S. Open and watch my first match through my finals, and just kind of nitpick on what I could have done better, or why did he score on me here, why did he get into my legs. And it's more my own videos that I watch to see what I could have done better. I feel like if I go and watch these other guys too much, then I'm too worried about them. I'm too worried about what they do instead of going out there and wrestling my match. So not that I'd like to go in blindly. I'll watch a little clip here and there, or whatever. Hey, David. Hey, Zoe. What does this guy do? Have you seen him? They're like, oh, he does A, B, and C. I said, okay, perfect. Thank you. I'll watch for that. But besides that, no, not really. I don't watch video like.
Okay. Let's talk about right now. You're in Colorado. I know you got to go here soon, so we'll finish up shortly. But, tell me what you take most out of training at Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center with whoever shows up, right? National team, world team, et cetera.
Yeah, it's just the minds, it's a great group of minds there. And each person looks at wrestling just different, whether it's hands-on, I'm going to tire you out, then get this point. Or it's little technical things, training with David Carr today, some top bottom, some leg laces, some gut wrenches. I was showing him little maneuvers that I do to get my guts or my lace, and then he goes back and shows me some stuff that I really like. So just things like that you could pick up. So the technique, but more so just being able to grind with all those guys that want to be champions. think it just elevates everyone, and it's good. This is a good camp. I feel like a lot of the guys and the world team members are here, so it's really nice to see.
Speaking of this new team, right, and you're a guy with experience, do you feel, I don't know, the pressure is the right word, maybe responsibility is a better word, right? We went on this great run from the start of Jordan's career through, you got Snyder and Jaden Cox and Gilman, like all these guys were doing awesome and winning world titles, and we won a team title. Like, do you feel that responsibility to keep that train going and keep the momentum going for Team USA?
Yeah, I do. I have seen the history of it, and I want to continue winning, and I want to win it as the team. And there's just a lot of new faces. The team looks a lot different, and I know for me, I always want to win, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go out there and try my best to get that outcome that I want. That gold medal. I think just by doing that and being confident, it just elevates my other teammates. And I'm sure they don't want to go out there and medal. I'm sure they want to go win gold. So I think everyone kind of has the same game plan. Everyone wants to go and continue winning for Team USA. And I think if we all do that, and you be selfish in the things that we have to be selfish in, but when it comes time to learning and growing and evolving and sharing kind of the moves and the tactics and the mental state of what's going to get you there, or what do you do, and sharing information, I think that's ultimately what's going to help us get better. And even I've talked to guys like Burroughs and now David, and it's like, oh, how'd you win, what'd you do, what you're thinking here. So I think it's just the knowledge, the sharing of information that really helps one another.
Love it. Last thing, I guess, just tell me what's going on. You got practice in 26 minutes. What's today's practice like? Do you know?
Yeah. So this morning's meeting we had just looking at leg laces and parterres. Worked on some of more leg laces this morning. I'll probably continue some leg laces, some gut wrenches, and I think we'll probably do a little bit more live, some more situations out of that this evening practice at 2. I got meeting sports nutritionist at 1, so that'd be good to see what kind of things to put in my body, give me the most strength, the most I don't know, make me feel good for practice and for tournaments and what I need. I think it'll be good for me.
Excellent. Well, I know you got all the resources you need out in Colorado and back in Oklahoma. So you're set up in a great situation. You're set up to win, really. And we're really, you got a phone call. That might be the end of this show.
I declined that.
That's cool. We're signing off anyway. So I'll give you the final word, Zahid, to say anything you want to say.
Yeah, I'm just thanks for having me. I'm excited for the future of Team USA. I want to go out there and represent well, and just as always, don't trip and have fun.
Don't trip, have fun. All right. Well, Zahid, I appreciate the time, man. Thanks so much, and best of luck out there this summer.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
All right, folks, that will do it. Zahid Valencia, world team member, 86 kilos. We will keep an eye on him at the World Championships this fall. And that'll do it for today's show. We'll see you next week. Bye.